Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A very good morning to all of you. This is teacher Fayyazuddin Ahmad. Today we are going to study the new lesson, Stephanie Kwolek, Inventor. This is unit number 5, lesson 3 from your English reading book, McGraw-Hill Reading Wonders. Can you please open the page number 339? Yeah. Stephanie Kwolek, Inventor. The genre of this story is biography. So the genre is biography. A biography is the true story of a real person's life written by another person. If the true story of a real person's life is written by the person himself or the person herself, then we call it as an autobiography. But this is written by another person, so the genre of this story is biography. Usually, the biographies they present events in chronological order. Chronological order means in sequential order. And also, a biography may include text features like timeline, photographs, and captions. Timelines are just achievements over a period of time, and photographs and captions they are the titles or headings of these timeline events or the photographs. So this genre is biography. Here we start with the page number 339. We'll first have a reading, and later on I'll try to give a brief explanation of each paragraph. So we'll start with the first paragraph. If you could invent a material for a superhero, what would it be like? It would have to be light, strong, bullet resistant, and fireproof, right? Chemist Stephanie Kwolek actually invented a material just like this. It's called Kevlar. Superheroes don't wear it, but everyday heroes like police officers and firefighters do. So we have a brief introduction of the chemist whose name is Stephanie Kwolek, who invented a material called Kevlar, which is used by everyday heroes like police officers and firefighters. We'll go to the next paragraph. Becoming a chemist. From the time she was young, Stephanie was interested in math and science. She was not the kind of student who caused mischief, and she worked hard in school. Stephanie's teachers spotted her talent and talked to her about careers in science. With their encouragement, Stephanie studied chemistry in college. She had hoped to go on to medical school but could not afford it. See here in this first paragraph, we have got an idea about Stephanie's school days. When she was young, she was interested in math and science, and she was a good student. She was not causing any mischief, and she was a hard worker. Her teacher spotted her talent, and with their encouragement, she studied chemistry in college. She actually hoped to join a medical school. Maybe she wanted to become a doctor, but she could not afford it. Going to the next paragraph. Consequently, Stephanie took a job working at a textile lab. She planned to save up she planned to save up enough money from her job so that she could pay for medical school. At the lab, she discovered that she had a genuine love of chemistry. She learned how to make chain-like molecules called polymers that could be spun into fabrics and plastics. She joined a textile lab. She planned to save money from this job and later on join medical school. At this lab, she discovered that she had a genuine love of chemistry, and she learned to prepare to make molecules called polymers. These polymers are spun into fabrics and plastics. So she learned making polymers. Stephanie, coming to the next paragraph, Stephanie enjoyed doing experiments so much that she decided not to go to medical school. There she enjoyed the experiments. While working in the textile lab, she has done many experiments and she enjoyed doing those experiments. She enjoyed the experiments so much that she decided not to go to medical school. Next paragraph. A strange liquid. In 1964, Stephanie's lab supervisor asked her to work on making a strong, stiff fiber. The United States was facing a possible gas shortage, and scientists want to help. They believe that if you could reinforce tires with a lightweight fiber rather than heavy steel wires, cars and airplanes would use less gasoline. Stephanie began experimenting by mixing polymers. One day, she made an unusual solution or mixture. Polymer solutions are often thick like molasses. However, this solution was cloudy and watery. So now in 1960, Stephanie's lab supervisor had asked her to work on making a strong and stiff fiber. And during the same time, United States was facing a possible gas shortage. So scientists wanted to help. What scientists believed was by replacing the heavy steel wires in cars and airplanes, in the tires of cars and airplanes, with a lightweight fiber. By replacing a heavy steel wire with lightweight fiber, the usage or consumption of gasoline could be reduced. Stephanie began experimenting by mixing polymers. One day she could make an unusual solution, which was cloudy and watery. Now, going to the next paragraph, Stephanie brought her strange liquid to the worker in charge of spinning liquids into fibers. He looked at Stephanie's solution and laughed. He thought it was hilarious that she believed it could be made into fiber. It looked too much like water and might even clog the spinning machine. But Stephanie kept urging him to spin it until he finally agreed. When he followed the procedure, a strong fiber began to form. Stephanie's head spun and she felt dizzy with excitement. Now, what happened with this solution which she made? She brought that strange solution, which was watery and cloudy. She brought that solution to the worker in charge of spinning liquids into fibers. So, this worker in charge, he looked at the solution and he laughed. He thought that it was hilarious that Stephanie believed it could be spun into fiber. He thought it could not be done like that. But uh, Stephanie urged him to spin it, and he refused it. Initially, he thought it may clog the spinning machine and it could damage the spinning machine. So he refused it initially. But Stephanie urged him, and finally he agreed. So when he followed the procedure, a strong fiber began to form. By seeing this, Stephanie was so excited and she felt dizzy and her head spun. Let us see what is there in the next paragraph. Okay, there's a timeline. We'll get back to this afterwards. The next paragraph, stronger than steel. So this fiber, this strong fiber, what she got here, she brought that fiber. Let us read this first. Stephanie tested the fiber in the lab and found that it was fireproof. It was stronger and lighter than steel, too. With these qualities, she believed that the fiber could be turned into a useful material. She was right. The material became known as Kevlar. So the fiber, the strong fiber, which was spun just now in the previous paragraph, she brought that fiber in a lab and she tested it. When she tested, she found that it was fireproof and also it was stronger and lighter than steel. So she believed that this could be a useful material, and later on this material was known as Kevlar. Let us go to the next paragraph. After Stephanie's discovery, it took almost a decade of teamwork to develop Kevlar. Some people spent hours on the telephone with the patent office. Others had to think of ways to use and sell it. Nowadays, Kevlar is used by almost everyone. The president and other politicians wear protective clothing made from it. So do lumberjacks, firefighters, and police officers. Kevlar is also used in tires, bicycles, spacecraft, and skis. By developing Kevlar, Stephanie had found a way to make protective clothing and equipment that is both light and strong. So, after the discovery of this fiber, this strong fiber, or the team had to work for around almost one decade. Almost a decade of teamwork has led to the development of Kevlar. This to nowadays, at the present time, this Kevlar is used by almost everyone. The presidents, politicians, lumberjacks, firefighters, police officers, everyone, almost everyone uses this Kevlar. This Kevlar is also used in tires, bicycles, spacecraft, and skis. So, such an important fiber this is. So by developing Kevlar, Stephanie had found a way to make protective clothing and equipment that is light and strong. So, this is there. Going to the next paragraph, Tiffany's invention has saved many lives over the years. She was inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame for her work, and her photograph has appeared on a book cover and in advertisements for Kevlar. She says that she never expected to be an inventor, but is delighted that her work has helped so many people. In this paragraph, we have seen that how Stephanie's invention has saved many lives over a period of long time, and also because of her work and dedication, she was inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame. This is a non-profit organization, National Inventors Hall of Fame. This is a non-profit organization in United States, and her photograph appeared on the book cover and in advertisements for Kevlar. Also, she appeared. So, she says that she never expected to be an inventor. She never expected to be an inventor, but anyways, she is delighted that her work has helped so many people. So this is the end of this lesson. Let us go to the timeline once. A timeline of achievements. Now that we completed this lesson, let us have the timeline of achievements by Stephanie Kwolek. In 1923, she was born in Kensington, Pennsylvania. She was born in New Kensington, Pennsylvania in 1923. In 1946, she earned a degree in chemistry from Carnegie Mellon University. She earned a degree in chemistry from Carnegie Mellon University. In 1964, she discovered the fibers for Kevlar. She discovered the fibers for Kevlar in 1964. In 1971, Kevlar was first marketed. In 1995, she was inducted in the Inventors Hall of Fame. So these are the achievements of Stephanie Kevlar, Stephanie Kwolek, inventor. Here, Kevlar, this is the picture of a racing car. This Kevlar is also used in such cars. It's used, and this is a solar racing car. Kevlar is used in cars. It's also used in spacecraft. Just now we have just seen in different areas. Hope you understood this lesson and you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you. Have a nice day.